Hi and welcome to one of my Shark Tank React videos where I react and analyze one Shark Tank pitch as if I would be one of the sharks. I love this program. It has tons of knowledge both on the entrepreneurial side and on the investor side. How do you think about the investor you want to have with you on the journey of your company, and how do you think of what journey you want to join as an investor? And when I'm looking at the pitch, I'm looking at four things. I'm looking at the people behind the company, I'm looking at the business model, looking at the market, and last of all, I'm looking at the numbers. And in the end of this video, I will say if I would invest in the company or not, based on what criteria I think is good on the basis of the four I previously mentioned. But let us jump into the pitch and see what we got cooking for us today. I'm always excited to see the new pitch. Let's go.
Hi, my name's Aaron Tweedy and I'm from Front Royal, Virginia. I'm here today seeking $200,000 for a 29% stake in my company, ManPack. The ManPack is a sling-styled vertical messenger bag designed by guys for guys. You know, 40 years ago, men carried nothing more than a money clip. But times have changed. On average, guys now carry 4.5 pounds of stuff. Things like keys, cell phones, tablets, energy drinks. Point is, guys need to carry stuff, and we have very few options. We have the backpack, the briefcase, the traditional messenger bag, and I'm sure all of you remember the fanny pack. I have designed a superior product that I call Urban Tactical. You can wear this thing 3 different ways. First way is bandolier style. If you need to take it off quickly, it has a quick release clasp. A chest-mounted utility pocket for your cell phone with a magnetic button closure. Line it up, locks itself shut. 3 rows of MOLLE for tactical gear, and a collapsible beverage holder. When you need it, it's there. When you don't, it
Not the
folds
collapsible beverage holder.
It folds up and out of the way. To get into it, you don't need to take it off. Just spin it around and open it up. Plus, you have auxiliary pockets for things like your wallet, loose pocket change, keys. Now, if you're someplace where you're gonna take it on and off frequently, you can throw it over one shoulder. Notice how the weight still hangs over your lower back due to the ergonomic design of the strap. And if you're in the city, on the metro, you can wear it in reverse, keep your possessions in front of you, and safe from pickpockets. The mission statement of ManPack is to make men more prepared, because a prepared man is a better man. With your support, we can turn the man bag market into the man pack market. Thank you for the opportunity to present, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
That went fast. I know that American can talk fast, but this was fast. So we're starting from the end and go backwards because I think that's easier for me to remember actually what everything is at. They want to change it from being the man bag to the man pack, and it feels like he's having an experience from maybe the army or the navy or something like that, because he's talking in a way that is very army or kind of that feeling I get. He maybe not be in one of the forces of America, but he may be one who has been park ranger or anything like that. So it feels like he has been in law enforcement in some kind of way. And also he's talking about the compartments and the bag in a certain way that really is attuned to guys. This is very much not a girl's bag, and he is saying that quite significantly that it's a man pack, not a man bag and not a woman's bag. So that is that's kind of funny, and we see how Mark Cuban is actually laughing at that, and it's kind of like an infomercial in live view. So I understand why he's laughing about that. So, but let's jump in a little about the bag and a little bit what the mission is. A man is the one who is prepared. He has a bag that is prepared. We are carrying more stuff now than we did centuries ago, or not centuries, but 40 or 50 years ago. But okay, are we going maybe towards that we are carrying less? I am doing that. I'm kind of only have my phone and my wallet on me, and soon I don't even need my wallet because Google Pay, Apple Pay, or anything like that will make it so I can pay myself anyway. So I don't really get it how that is going to be a trend that is coming for him. I think he has a very niche area of selling bags to. I understand if you have this bag and going to your office and having this ergonomic bag, or you're out traveling, this is very good. For me, kind of working in finance, I have a messenger bag and it's have everything that I need. And actually, I overpack it so many times, but it's still quite significant stuff that I get in there. Everything from 2 computers to a tablet also, and some notebooks and a book, and yeah, it's stuffed. So I really don't see how this is going to be needed. I love bags, and I can say that because I have a lot of them, but I also have a hard problem. I also have a hard time to see that so many more is wanting to having it. Guys is quite simple in certain ways, and essentially when you get something we like it, we only buying one of it, and then we're buying it when it breaks and everything like that. So well, business model is quite easy here. I see that it is both the road of selling it direct to consumers through a website, and also you can selling it through a distributor like a big outdoor chain or anything like that. So I think it's quite straightforward what that is going about. Let's see what we are talking about on the unit economics. If we are talking about the production of cost and shipping it and everything like that, and what they have for margins, and then maybe you can see what they can make of it further down the road. But interesting talking about the fanny pack and stuff like that, but I kind of don't see it as being that quite a hit. Maybe it works in someone of the sharks portfolio if they are into something about this, about outdoors and stuff like that. I think about Robert, he sounds like he's outdoors a lot. Mr. Wonderful, he's selling always in something, but yeah, if he's going in, he's going to talk about license deal. I'm 99.9% sure about that. But let's jump in and see what more we have for us here.
That was really good.
Thank you.
What's your background? Are you a designer?
No, I built my first house when I was 19, and I was in Fort Benning, Georgia when I was 17.
Were you in the Army?
I was.
You know, when you first walked in, I looked at it and I thought, oh, another knapsack for guys, whatever. But you definitely wowed me with the utility of it.
Can we see him? Can we take a look at one?
Sure, yes. For you.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Give me the black one. Thanks.
All right, you get the XL.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs the XL.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Have you sold any of these?
I have.
What are your sales?
What are your sales?
Okay, so last year, 76,000. This year, we're at 65,000 year to date.
Is that online?
What do you think
It
you're
is.
going to do this year?
145.
What do you sell them for?
$59.95.
And what do you
What
make
do you
them
make
for?
them for?
They cost right now $22.05 a piece.
So this product requires an explanation because it's hard to differentiate it against anything else.
That's true. You have to educate the consumer because this is an emerging market.
Bags are emerging market?
This is the millennial version of the murse.
But it's not right. It's not a purse. It's not a backpack.
Aaron, here-
it's a man.
You
It's
know
a
what?
man pack.
But Aaron, here's the concern. When I was
Sure.
in Europe
Okay.
last summer with my family,
Right.
I had a similar bag, and I wasn't ashamed to wear it in public because every other guy in Europe had one.
Exactly.
When I came back here, I put the same thing on. I didn't make it one block down the street. Everybody was laughing at me.
You know,
But that's not a murse.
Robert, I don't think they were laughing at you for that.
you know, a couple of things. One, it's not a murse. When you see the guys that I sell to, the Secret Service agents and military personnel and law enforcement personnel.
I never laugh at somebody with a gun.
Right, exactly.
Well, let's go to the real numbers. How many did you sell last month online only?
Probably like 40. You know, I mean, it's not good. But I started this with $5,000. I've been doing a lot with next to nothing.
So, very interesting there. I was right, he is from the army. He's a background there. Valuation he's talking about is around 700,000. He has sold for around 70,000 last year. He is around year to date 7,000, but projecting 115 if I recall correctly. So he's barking at the tree with a valuation of the sales at 10 for last year, and around 7 or around 6.5 in the sales. But he's early, that's small stuff and stuff like that. But then he is coming into the problem that the shark is talking about. This is bags. It's not. He's saying it's an emerging market. No, it's not. As Cuban is talking about, is a murse, stuff like that, all on and on and on. So it's not. It's like it's not it like it is an awesome product and a new product. It's an evolution of a product. It can be very good in sales, but this is also a product that needs to be produced and stuff like that. And as you heard, it's not the best margins he's talking about in after he has produced it, shipped it, and got it sold. And then we're also talking about when he needs to get it sold, how much room he has for discounting or anything like that. Because if he is going into a big retail store with these bags, they are going to take a middle hand cut and stuff like that. So doesn't sound like it's the best. So let's see what the Sharks is saying, but I kind of feel that the Sharks is not that happy and not biting on this. Mark Cuban is for sure not. It will only be if the deal is significantly good and he is saying, the entrepreneur is saying something new about his background that make it so Mark Cuban believes in him. Otherwise, no. Very interesting that he's talking about Secret Service agents and stuff like that. That they are buying his bag and feeling it. So, but those are not mass market. Those are not the biggest contributor to buying these stuff. It's the regular folks like you and me. So, well, let's see if we can turn it around. I kind of don't feel it, but I hopefully, for his sake, maybe get some good advice. But otherwise, I think it's kind of dead in the waters.
I've been doing a lot with next to nothing.
Why do you think the company's worth $700,000?
Okay, $50,000 for the design patent, which we.
But what did you get the design patent for?
For this model?
Like what, a bag with a strap that has so
Just
many
the look
pockets?
of it.
It's just the look of
What
it.
else are you adding to the value?
A multiple of sales for 2 years being the $145,000 projection, $18,000 intellectual property, that being the bank of YouTube commercials that I've created. They're really funny, you should check them out.
You're putting a hard value on those.
Value is a matter of perception, and if we're on,
Yes, it
if
is.
we're on an island and you have a bar of gold and I have a cheeseburger, who's rich?
I'll take the gold. Then get in the plane and leave the island.
Let's go, Robert, hold on. Wait, are we done? Are we done with all the numbers? I'll just...
No, okay, and $200,000 in goodwill.
And $200,000 in goodwill.
If I gave you $200,000, I'd have to own about 260% of the company. About that. Because you have very small sales. That's the reason I'm out. I'm just a disciplined financial investor.
I understand.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Kevin. I think this is a hard business to invest in. I think you're a hustler, and you're a great salesperson. I just think it's hard for you to scale, which makes it hard to invest in, and so for those reasons, I'm out.
So we're having two sharks. He's leaving. One is leaving because the valuation is quite wrong. 7 times sales, and he actually said it was 140,000 that he's projecting. Well, we have 10 times sales from last year and projecting 145,000. So it's still too high of valuation. And then Cuban is talking about the scalability. If you want to invest in something, you need to see your money run, because you can't live as an investor on something that's not scaling and paying it back, maybe in paying back the investment and also the returns you need on it, maybe in like 20 or 40 or 50 years. So that doesn't work. So it's very good reasons why an investor shouldn't invest high valuation and not scalable. So let's see what the other three sharks is saying. I have a feeling that they are not on board, unfortunately for him.
We see many people with good sales, bad sales, and then we normally bet on the person. And thank you for serving our country.
Thank you.
We also look for small indications on how good this partner would be. I'm gonna charge $20,000 for your videos that you may have made at home. It indicated that you don't have a sense of financial intelligence when it comes to what partners need and operating this business. And for that reason, I'm out.
I have to tell you, as impressed as I am with you, to me, it looks like a messenger bag. So you've got to go and you got to run real fast, baby. You got to get out there. But that's a journey for you. And you're a tough guy. Ex-military, I think you're going to do it. You're not going to do it in the time frame that I want to do it in. For that reason, I'm out.
The two sharks that I was betting on that could make something with this is out. Unfortunately, now it's Queen of QBC, Laurie, which could also be a nice fit, because as he presented it, it was kind of like a TV commercial. So QBC would be a nice channel for him to have. So it would be a great fit, actually. But I have a feeling she's also backing down because it's not a good deal. And well, sometimes you are offered a bad deal and you shouldn't take them. It's like playing poker. You should not play all the hands you have. So sometimes it's the best to say no. And actually, it's an investor's job to actually say no, because as an investor, we are very important for the society. So say no to projects that are not enough beneficial for the society and for yourself, because as an investor you have a responsibility to use those resources to fund and raise capital for something else that can be beneficial for the world. And I don't think this will be enormously beneficial, and I don't think the investors will have a high return on it. So in that sense, yeah, it's not a deal that I would do, and it's not a deal that I think any shark will do. So, but let's see if I'm wrong about Laurie.
I don't know that much about what men carry around, but I do know that in all my years in retail and in QVC and creating products, the hardest thing is when there's just a ton of competition and you're not even sure how popular the market is for it. And we're not sure how many people are going to be buying the product. And for that reason, I'm out.
Very well.
I wish you all the best, though.
All right. Well, thank you guys very
Good luck,
much.
Aaron.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Good luck.
What it comes down to is that they didn't like my valuation. I'm sure they would have liked to have 70% of the business for 20 grand. And, you know, I look forward into the future, and I know that it's going to be worth a lot more because I'm going to make it worth a lot more.
Agreed with the deal. It was a bad evaluation. It was kind of a bad business model for an investor to invest in, because it's not scalable in that sense, and it was kind of early. They didn't know and didn't like the kind of traction he was talking about. He has done in 2 years. Very, very good for him. But also, it kind of is a business that you may do yourself and funded by yourself. You may fund it with bank loans because you need to have that inventory running and stuff like that. So it could be good in that sense. I think he could do a good thing by going the Kickstarter route to say, here I have this bag, how many people like it, then they can pledge, buy it, and then he can produce that amount of bags based on how many have pledged it. So that would be a route also to either go and get it running and get some kind of new bags produced and kind of market tested, but also not being a financial liability on the rest of the business, because his biggest problem, if he gets it running, will be to have the inventory and have the cash for the inventory and run that. Because if it's going good, then you have the inventory, you need to buy more bags to produce them, and so on and so on, and then they're going to be sold, and then you have some bags so it's never being sold, and so they are sitting on the balance sheet as inventory, and then it's a vicious cycle, because in a sense those times could be the worst to actually have a success. And what I mean by that is, if you have a success saying that you're selling maybe 1,000 bags in 1 month, he only sold 40, but 1,000 bags, 1,000 bags would maybe make him believe he can sell 1,000 bags next month, or maybe even worse, sell 1,500 bags. He is then ordering in that kind of amount, and then maybe only selling 100. Then he is sitting on all this inventory, have so much cash tied up in the inventory and can't get it out. So then maybe need to do discounts or anything like that to get some amount of the money out, and he needs that to pay other suppliers, pay salaries and stuff like that. So in a sense, a success can be detrimental for a company in this sense, in this kind of situations. So talking about the 4 things I look at. First, looking at the person. Of course, he was very impressive what he has done in so short of amount of time, but also he's from the army. You see that he is a tough guy. He knows how to execute. So all props to that, but sorry to not see any kind of experience from logistics or manufacturing or the bag market at all. So that is kind of a shame. Then we have the business model. Business model is kind of straightforward. Produce the bag, sell it, produce more bags, sell more bags. Go the customer route with direct to consumer, DTC, or go by distribution. So I don't know, here in Sweden we have Naturkompaniet or anything big outdoors distribution stores, retailers. So those would be something they have in Sweden that would go by. And then we're talking about market. I feel that market's kind of saturated. It's not that I feel this is an emerging market that he spoke about. It can be a niche that is emerging, that is new, that is we need, can be uplifted. But in a sense, we have had bags for thousands of years. They are evolving all the time, a little bit better, more spacious, more rough, more tough, and kind of getting lighter and stuff like that. So yeah, it has been around for centuries. So the market is not that emerging, but it's a tough market. You have a lot of competitions, and then you have also some competition with brands on it, making it even tougher to get into. And then we had the numbers. 70,000 and then projecting 145,000 if I hear them correctly. It's not a lot of sales. Of course, that is kind of 100% increase in sales, but it's still not quite a lot. Selling 40 bags in a month, last month, you're not creating a company that these sharks want to invest in that with that pace. And my conclusion, I would not invest either. I would maybe be a buyer because it looks like a actually quite nice bag and quite high utility on it. So here I am a buyer. I'm a customer, but not an investor. So what would you do? Would you invest in this company, or would you buy his bags? Have you done it? Please comment down below. If you like these kind of videos where I react and analyze a Shark Tank pitch as if I would be one of the sharks, please subscribe to this channel to see more of my videos. Otherwise, I'd like to wish you returns in your portfolio and in life. Thank you.